Hey, this is Beverly. I will not be denied Bozeman. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so that you'll know when I drop a new video. Excuse me. And be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. My broadcast today is entitled Disobedience Opens Demonic Doors. And for those who have a walk with Christ, you know what I'm talking about for the most part. And in this story I'm going to share with you is kind of like confirmation. And for those who don't, this will be a point of reference. And I guess it's basically just like when we were growing up, if we were told not to do something and we did it anyway, there were repercussions. Don't go outside until you finish your homework, and you went outside anyway. You couldn't go outside for a week, stuff like that. But it's different when God tells you not to do something and you do it anyway. It's just totally different. So a while back, I received a text from somebody that I hadn't heard from in a long time. And I started not to answer because immediately when I saw who it was, I know it was the Spirit of the Lord talking. I know it because I know his voice. And he said, don't open it. They want something. Just don't even bother with it. And then I had a thought rather. And it was like, if you don't answer or you don't at least open it, you being mean. You being stuck up. I had a problem with being called mean and stuck up back in the day because, I just chose not to deal with certain people or do certain things. My reasons were my own. But if you didn't go along to get along, people call you names. So even in my adult life, I was trying to not have that name or that stigmatism to come up again. So I was like, I don't want to be, considered rude, mean, stuck up, whatever. I'll just, check it out. If it was a test, honey, I sure failed that thing, okay? I opened it up and it wasn't anything like horrible pictures or anything like that, but it was somebody asking for something. And it was like the disobedience was the actual crime, going against what God told me not to do, not necessarily the information itself, even though the information was kind of like jarring, but the disobedience was like, okay, you want to go against what I say? You getting ready to experience this paddling. And sometimes when we are disobedient to God, we open demonic doors. Now, in the natural, this is just my opinion. It might be in the Bible somewhere and I read it and don't remember, or maybe not, but this is my experience. In the natural, when we do things that God tells us not to do, we will reap natural punishment. Like, okay, so if God tells us not to go out and buy a new car, we're like, I've had this car for 4 years and all my friends, they got new cars. I'm ready for a new car too. So I'm going to get me a new car. Get a new car and they cut your hours at work. Or it turns out to have a recall and you didn't get it in on time, or you didn't service it like you should have, so you stuck with the clunker now. Stuff like that happens. But it's different. Oh, it is different. When you are disobedient and God allows the enemy to have his way to a certain extent in the spirit. Honey, let me tell you. When I opened up that text and was disobedient, the demonic door was open. I had this anxiety, panic, fearful attack, child. And it was horrible. Like, nobody was chasing me. Nobody sent me any type of threatening newsletters or text or anything like that. Was no stuff going on in the middle of the night. It was just the spirit of fear and worry and anxiety came on me so bad. I was just like, and nothing I could do. It was like I was being tortured. So I think now is the time that we need to evaluate what is going on in our lives. And then we need to evaluate the things that we know that we're stubborn about doing or not doing. The things that we said we won't ever do, but we know we're supposed to. Let's think about that. Let's not be so quick to blame somebody else or be so quick to point the finger at the enemy and say the devil's doing this and the devil's doing that, when it could quite possibly be our disobedience that is opening demonic doors. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius. Pull off the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.